Here we go. It is still warm. Isn't that just the cutest packaging you've ever seen?
It's very authentic.
Napkin, we might need that. Okay.
Very likely.
Here we go. You ready? The big
am.
reveal.
Okay.
Oh!
Let's see.
Yes!
I'm gonna face it this way.
Oh my God. Blimey. I can follow them on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Google, YouTube. They've really leveled up, haven't they, these fish and chip shops?
Definitely.
Ketchup?
Yeah.
Right. The question is, are you going to put it all over, or are you going to I'm going to do one giant ketchup blob?
Okay.
Go wild.
I'll do it your way.
Okay. There's no right or wrong way.
I usually put it on the side and dip.
Okay.
But I'm trying it Holly's way.
There's no right or wrong way. And my first question I've got for you, is it true this is your first ever fish and chips?
It's embarrassing, and I will come clean. This is my first ever fish and chips, and I'm going to taste it.
There we go.
It's very good.
Big moment.
It is.
Big moment. So I'm going to say in the olden days, you'd get fish and chips and they'd be like wrapped up in newspaper. But obviously, as we can see, they've clearly leveled up.
Wow, I didn't know that about newspaper. I guess this is sort of channeling that.
Yeah, I like that.
Very cool.
All right. So we're going to try and have a really exciting conversation now whilst we eat fish and chips.
Okay.
And I would be really interested to get to know you, the person behind the person that we already know, if that makes sense. So how, like so many of us, we all have a story about how we got into recruitment. So how did you get into the world of recruitment? We'll have a dramatic pause.
Excuse me while I fill my face. This is very good.
It is good.
Delicious. So I'm fairly new to recruitment. I joined Woo at the end of 2025. I have been in tech for over 20 years, so have been doing recruiting and participating in recruiting efforts for many, many years. And I met several of the folks from the Woo team and became super excited about the opportunity and about the potential and about a lot of what I like in the staffing recruiting space, which is these are people.
Yeah.
You can have a conversation with them, right? They're interesting and very personable, and yet still business professionals. So that's a nice combination you don't always get. And so, yeah, I met Liran, our CEO, and I thought, I like this. And then met the team and have not stayed away. I've been going to lots of different conferences and just really getting to know everybody and realizing that it's a very, I guess you could say, small connected space where really everybody does know everybody. So you've been in the industry for about 6 months. You're a real newcomer. I'm a real newbie.
And what has been your biggest takeaway from being in the industry so far? Like, is being in recruitment what you expected it to be like?
Yeah, I don't know if I had so many expectations, but I think I like how innovative people are, how fast-paced they are, how collaborative. Obviously, every organization has what's unique to them, and nobody really wants to share all their secret sauce, right? But when there are learnings and takeaways, there is this collaborative nature where what's working for me, I'm happy to share. And I think there's a real effort to sort of push beyond barriers and try new things. And yeah, it's very dynamic.
100%. Like, I think our industry moves really, really quickly, especially now with AI and more stuff this being developed so quickly. I was on the phone to a client this morning and I said to them, the advice that I would have given you today is different to the advice I would have given to you 2 weeks ago. And
2 weeks ago?
Yeah. He was like, well, why? And I said, well, 2 weeks ago, this product didn't have this feature. It now has this feature. Therefore, we need to use this new feature, and that's going to give you better results. And therefore, like, especially in the world and the work that we both do with our products and other people's products as well that we integrate with and do things with, we really have to level up and see what everyone is doing across the whole board, because things are moving almost at a really, really rapid pace that I've never seen before. And developers, I saw a stat yesterday that like the developers and software developers are now something like twice as efficient as they were, like 200% more efficient. That's crazy.
It's pretty wild, right?
And if that continues, I actually cannot picture what the industry is going to be like in 6 months' time, because even more stuff will have been changed, rolled out. It's crazy.
Definitely fast-paced.
Yeah.
And people aren't scared to be the first.
No.
Right? They're happy to take risks and to think differently and to try new things, and that's also pretty fun.
What's really interesting is I have a couple of clients who are behind the curve, and I'd say we meet people and there's certain elements of their business they haven't got yet, or they're kind of therefore a little bit behind, and it really shows. It really, really shows, from their data quality to like the way that they market themselves through to their candidate experience. So there's, I think, the gap between agencies who have got this and are being dynamic and are changing, the ones who aren't, is that gap is going to get even bigger over the coming months, right?
Yeah, and I think there's also an urgency to take action given that gap, right? If you sort of sit back and don't focus on improving your data and don't focus on really owning your network, that gap is going to just extend and expand and become a liability very quickly.
Yeah, I love that. Own your network. Love that.
Yeah.
Right. Now, as a crucial thing, I've realised we haven't done
Yes.
tartar sauce.
Ooh.
Do you know what this is?
I don't.
Right. I don't either.
It looks like ranch.
It's not. So
I'm exposing myself.
I'm going to say, try it.
Okay.
Like, in my mind, it is some form of like mayonnaise, tartar. It's called tartar sauce. So it's like mayonnaise, capers. What I think we'll do is put an actual definition of what this is on the screen, so we can see it. But it's a prime accompaniment for fish.
Okay.
There you go. I can't describe it in any other way.
It's delicious.
There we go. Yeah. Oh my god,
It's like
that's a good one.
It's good, right? It's like a rich ranch.
You heard it here first. Tartar sauce, a rich ranch.
with maybe gherkins in it.
Yeah, something like that. Well, there we go.
Very tasty.
Do you want some more?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Soon.
Love that. So, obviously, you're really new into the industry. You've probably learned a hell of a lot over the last few months. Out of everything that you've seen or have heard, what do you think is the single biggest challenge that recruitment agencies face right now?
Only one, huh?
Only one.
I would say that owning your niche is really, really important.
I love the fact that you say niche, even though you're American, you didn't say niche.
I don't say niche. I can't do that. I know better. No, owning your niche is really important. It's, who are we? What are we amazing at, better than anybody else at? And how do I make sure that that stays the case, right? What do I need to do to protect my network to ensure that I'm owning who we are in this industry?
And I think that comes to so many things. Like, that comes into your candidate experience, the way you market yourselves, the content that you put out, how you prepare your candidates, and actually what services you offer. My best clients at the moment have a real niche, and they do a very specific set of recruitment in whatever industry that may be. Something really exciting is going on. There we go. This is welcome to London. This is London at its finest.
It is. It's a beautiful day.
It is, yeah. It's all happening. So they do something like we do at Restack. Like, we have an incredibly niche set of services that we offer to a very niche set of people, and it works. And our best clients have that real niche, either by location or by the services they offer or the roles that they cover. 100% the way forward. Like, the days of we do IT recruitment in the UK, you can no longer do, right? You need
not
to have
in
that.
the UK and not anywhere,
No,
I don't think.
You need to have that really specific item, title, definition of what you cover, that I think is what gets people ahead.
Yeah, we participated in a conversation around M&A and how to prepare yourself for that. And this was a theme that just was threaded throughout the entire conversation, right? How do we make sure that we're future-proofing, that we know who we are, that the market knows who we are? And so, yeah, I also think it has to do with your AI strategy, right? It's all threaded together.
So what if someone was preparing for M&A, what do you think they should be doing? Like from that session that you had, what was your takeaways that companies should be doing?
Well, first and foremost, they should know their network. They should focus on their data and making sure that they're engaged with all of the records, right? All the people behind the records. At the end of the day, we talked about this earlier. This is a people industry, and relationships are something that need to be maintained and worked on. And so, I think obviously data is a very big element of that, and that was something that was supported in the conversations that we had. I think you want to think in a lean way. How do I optimize what we're doing, our processes, our workflows? How do I make sure that the technology I'm using is actually helping us move things forward, that it's that we're allocating time for adoption?
Yeah, that's my takeaway on most things, is that you can have the best tech in the world, and I've said this so many times, like you can have the best tech in the world, but if you don't use it, if your team don't know how to use it, or why to use it, or how to use it to the best of its ability, no one uses it.
Right.
And it's time. Like you don't.
And then it becomes a liability, right?
Yeah.
Now it's expensive.
Yeah.
And
there's a one of my favourite analogies is that think how much we are spending on tech overall as a business. More often than not, your overall tech cost is probably more than a full-time employee. If you think about the phone systems, the CRM, email, all the other add-ons that sit alongside of that, it's probably more than an employee. However, how much time do you look at supporting your tech in comparison to how much you would support your employees? Like a normal employee in recruitment, you're going to have a Monday morning meeting with your team, a Wednesday one, a Friday one. You're going to have a quarterly catch up with your team as well.
Yep.
And yet you don't sit there on a Monday morning and review what data went into your system. You don't have a quarterly review to look at all of your tech to say, is this working or not? Is this delivering for what we need? It kind of is just there.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that's the shift that people need to take. They actually need to adopt, they need to understand the tech and spend the time and effort to manage it, use it, and hopefully get it adopted.
Yeah, I think I see it even in the work that I do as a leader.
Oh no.
Authentic.
Nightmare.
Do you have a napkin?
That was going so well. So well that was going. I hope you've all enjoyed that. You know what? For those of you who know me really well, it wouldn't be a Holly Langley meal without me getting food everywhere. So there we go.
There you go. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Glad you were so glad we got that on film.
Definitely.
Oh well. Anyway, okay. So I've got a question for you. I am currently working through my bucket list of things I want to do before I turn 40. Which, don't worry, it's got many years to go yet. I think. What is on your bucket list? What would be one thing top of your bucket list right now?
I would love to visit the Northern Lights. That's something that I think about a lot and haven't actually planned, so it's probably something I should do. Another bucket list item. Let's see. Maybe do some hiking in South America. I don't have a particular location in mind, but wow. I do very much enjoy spending time with the family and like doing things outdoors and seeing new places. What about you? What's your bucket list item?
Oh, I've got so
So
many.
many?
There was so when I turned 35, I put on my bucket list 40 things to do. I've done some of them so far.
What have you achieved?
I have learnt to play the African drums. Randomly, I know.
Wow.
I had my first ever pint of Guinness.
How was that?
Actually, okay, I enjoyed that. Tomorrow, I'm getting my tattoo. So watch this space. Come back for a future episode to find out how that
Your
went.
first tattoo?
Yeah.
Where?
I'm getting it done there.
Okay.
And it is the lyrics to my favourite song,
Which is?
Club Tropicana. So I'm going to have fun and sunshine, there's enough for everyone. Written in my best friend's handwriting.
That
So,
is
yeah.
very meaningful.
Thank you. For a long time I didn't know what I wanted to get, but I knew I wanted to get a tattoo, and now it seemed like a good idea to do it.
And this is on your bucket list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll let you know tomorrow how it goes.
Can't wait to hear. Did you pick the artist and everything? You're like all organized?
Yeah. I paid the deposit. It's happening.
It is happening.
It's happening.
Okay,
It's happening.
big weekend.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of stuff on there. I put some business stuff on there. I'm halfway through writing and publishing a book. So there's a lot going on.
What's the book on?
The book is on my journey over the last 2 years. So I set up Restack nearly 3 years ago now, and a lot crazy stuff has happened. Like this. Like the whole reason we're here today is
Sitting
because
amongst the pigeons?
amongst the pigeons, eating these fish and chips. Is I set up the business, and about 18 months ago, I walked into a fish and chip shop. I wanted some fish and chips, and they didn't take card. I didn't have enough money in my debit account to pay for to go to the cash point and get money back out.
Wow.
So I couldn't get my fish and chips, but I really wanted the fish and chips. I thought there's got to be a solution. I went home. I drove home. I got a scratch card that was on my fridge that had a £10 like prize on it. I took my scratch card to the newsagent. Got my £10.
It's a true story.
Yeah, I got my £10 cash, and then went back to the fish and chip shop to pay for my fish and chips, and they tasted amazing. And that was a bit of a wake-up call for me that I needed to make some changes in the business, and lo and behold, did. And
look where we are now.
Look where we are now. So yeah, that's where this idea came from. And then I had this idea. I was on a podcast last year, and I was talking about that moment. And then I thought to myself, I'd love to kind of do a full circle moment where now I have the opportunity to eat fish and chips with great people, learn a bit more about their story and who they are. Why not? And now we're here. Who knew?
Who knew? What an honor.
I know. And I'm honoured to have shared your first fish and chips with you amongst all these pigeons. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about that was a bit more about like just general who you are as a person. So what is one question that you wished people asked you more?
Okay. One question I wish people asked me more. Maybe, how do I get the best out of you? What do I need to do to get more and to challenge you further and to get the best outcome in everything, not just work related, also just in life, right? Like, how do I get you to give me your best?
So okay, love that. So how do I get you to give you, how do I get you to give me your best?
There you go.
Or something like that.
I like to be challenged. Mm-hmm. I like to try new things and see things from new perspectives. I learn by example. So I read a lot, and I try to just sort of be a sponge and learn from osmosis and see what's around me. I like to contribute and help others and sort of be a good person, whatever that means in this kind of crazy world we live in. And I need to see the big picture, right? What are we actually trying to do here? And when there's an obvious good end goal, you're going to get like 150%, and we will absolutely hit it. Like, I hate losing.
You hate losing. I hate losing. I love that.
Right?
Yeah, I love that, and I think that's really important. Like, you need to see the big picture, especially not the stuff that happens in our lives. You need to know where you're going and what your input of that is going to be.
Yeah, and also like, if I'm gonna be asked to support you or help you, like, why? What are we doing together? And then like, I'll be the biggest cheerleader. But let's know where we're going.
Okay.
Brilliant. So I like that big picture.
And what is one lesson that you wish you had learned, like, way before you did?
To be less trusting, I think. Ooh. I know that sounds kind of cryptic, but I'm a people person, and I like to take what I hear at face value, or I tend to take what I hear at face value, and I think sometimes you got to dig a little bit more and sort of be a little bit more cautious and challenging to like make sure you've got the full picture and everything.
And is that something you learned through your personal life or through like what's happening in business?
Probably both. I think authenticity is sort of different, and sometimes people believe they're giving you an honest account, right? And they themselves don't actually know what reality is. So I think, just sort of digging in deeper and making sure that what you're hearing is backed by fact.
There's a lot going on in recruitment. What
And
is
here.
yeah, and here. What is one trend in recruitment that excites you?
What is one trend in recruitment that excites me? I would say that I have to think a second. I'm sorry.
No rush. It's a big question. We've got to get this answer right.
Exactly. It's a big question, and I want to make sure I'm answering it in the best way possible. What would you say is your trend in recruitment?
I don't want to sit here and go AI because I feel that's not helping anybody. For me, it is the improved search functionality. Like, there is now functionality where you can type in, I need a gas engineer in Shoreditch, and you're going to get a list. Like, you don't have to deal with booleans and keywords and this data isn't right or that isn't right. You've now got that functionality. I found out a stat last week that the average recruiter spends 14 and a half hours per week searching for candidates.
Wow.
14 and a half hours.
And then they spend all that money on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So anything that can be streamlining the searching is I think the biggest thing and the biggest impact that's going to have. So for me, that is using like just general advanced search features, advanced search functionality through better data and better data sources, and using AI to help with that. That for me is the game changer, because that's going to dramatically free up consultants' time, and then you can automatically shortlist these people. So we've got clients now who are running searches, automatically shortlisting, automatically asking them if they want to be put forward for this role within 20 minutes, right? Like, game changer.
Huge game changer. Huge game changer. Yeah, that's definitely an exciting trend. I think what I'm also seeing is that there's a need for configurability. So it blends in very nicely to what you're saying. And I think given technology today, there's a lot more room to be able to configure. And we're seeing lots of different organizations that are looking at building out their workflows, and there's this push to create your own AI agents and all of these different things that allow you to move faster. And what I think is particularly exciting for me at Woo is that we're sort of the data layer that allows that to work at scale.
Yeah.
And we don't need to get involved in the AI agents that are whatever's best for your consultants. We can just sort of be that quiet layer that lets everything else work strongly.
And that's what you need. It all comes back to the data. Like, you're searching, your data, your marketing campaigns are only as good as what you put into it. Like, AI is only going to work off what it knows. So if it thinks your candidates live in London, that's what's going to happen. If you know that candidate lives in Scotland, or somewhere someone knows they live in Scotland, you've got to say that. We've got to instruct the AI to work that, and that once people get the hang of that, again, that's going to be massive.
Yeah, and you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
And you're wasting your candidate's time, your contact's time, right? And you can't really buy that back. Relationships are so important.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Now, this isn't really a trend, but I can see the speed of everything just speeding up. Like, we currently cannot take 10 days to send a CV. Like, that's crazy. I believe it or not, I see it. But things need to be happening in minutes or hours. The agencies that I think will get ahead are the ones who realise the trend, it needs to be in speed. The need for speed. That's 100%. That's what's going to flip it. So then the data that will all come into that is all going to then come together. So people are getting stuff out the door over to these clients faster.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now it's time for our quick fire questions. Tea or coffee?
Coffee, every time.
How do you have it?
With milk, a little milk, no sugar.
Best career advice?
Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Love that. How would your team describe you?
I would say in the details, supportive and challenging.
Describe yourself in one word.
Inquisitive.
Ooh. Who is a leader that you admire?
Oh, there's a lot. A leader that I admire. Can I say my grandfather?
Yeah, why?
Oh, he was so cool. He just led with integrity, really brought everyone he worked with up, and did amazing things in the community in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. Very wholesome.
Yeah.
Office work or remote work?
I love office work. I'm in the office at least 4 days a week. There's something about being surrounded by good people, pushing boundaries, and collaborating and winning together.
Brilliant. And finally, early bird or a night owl?
Early bird. I'm forced to be a night owl, just sort of given the way things work, but I do my best in the morning.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Who's your role model?
Oh, no.
No?
No. I don't have one.
Nobody?
Do you know what?
There's gotta be someone you admire.
Well, it's a great question. So when I was in secondary school, we had to do a presentation about who was our role models, but they had to be dead. I don't know why they had to be dead, but they had to be dead. And I picked John Lennon because I couldn't think of anyone else. I'll be honest, top guy, but I wouldn't say he was my absolute role model. I really struggle with that one. I don't particularly have anyone. I know. Sorry.
You're clearly a great leader. You must glean that from somewhere.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I will have to think of that one. There's no one that springs to mind.
Okay.
Like, I'm not a particularly like big fangirl of anyone. I've had great role models in my life, but I don't necessarily know where I get it from, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Probably my dad, who was a very hard worker, who then set up his own business, but now he's 75, he's retired, he's a role model, but not in a different way, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I will. Maybe I should say George Michael in line with my tattoo, or maybe not.
One more question.
Always.
Okay. This actually was inspired at our dinner that we had a couple of weeks ago. If you were to invite 3 dinner guests, dead or alive, to enjoy a dinner amongst 4 people,
Maybe
amazing
fish and
food,
chips.
definitely fish and chips. Who would it be? Who would they be?
Oh,
It's hard, I know.
that is a great question.
And you have to think about the dynamics at the table.
So it's me and 4 people.
You and 3,
Me and 3. Okay, that makes it easier. 3 people.
dead or alive.
I would invite my granddad because I never met him, and he sounds like he was a bit of a character. I'll save that story for another day. I'd invite him because I think he'd be cool to me because I never met him.
Okay.
I would probably also invite someone who I just think would be a really good laugh. Someone who would have like a really good presence at the table. Someone like probably like a stand-up comedian. Somebody
Memorable.
someone like Greg Davis, comedian, who is also like the co-host of one of my favourite shows, Taskmaster. I think he would be hilarious. So someone who's bringing something funny. And then I think someone like David Attenborough, someone really wholesome, someone who's lived a life, who will hopefully share some stories too.
I like it.
My granddad, Greg Davis, David Attenborough. I'm not entirely sure how that will go down. It'll be in a very eclectic mix, but that's probably mine. Yours?
There you have it. Mine. Okay. So Taylor Swift. I didn't love her music, to be honest, but my children really, really admire her. And then when you dig in, she's pretty admirable.
Yeah.
Very accomplished, right? Self-start. So definitely would love to learn from her. And there'd probably be some music in the ambiance atmosphere. So that was fun. And if we have an extra seat, I'll invite you.
Of course, and vice
Yes,
versa. Can't
yes.
wait. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to give the fish and chips a 9 out of 10. What did you think?
I thought it was delicious, especially for my first. So I don't have much to compare it to, but I'd go with an 8 out of 10.
Okay, I personally think the chips were a little soggy, but the tartar sauce, excellent.
Excellent. I agree. I did. I liked it.
Thanks for joining. We will see you next time. Ta-ta!